Right. Well, I think we're all excited about the opportunity, and we all see what could be, but we also know that that's kind of wasted energy at this point. We got to maximize the preseason, but at the same time, you do. I mean, you get excited about this team. You know what's possible, and there's a reason why these guys decided to come back and forego their opportunity in the NFL, and that's to go doing exactly that, and that's okay. I mean, these guys are proud and they're competitive and they want it and they think big, and that's the way it should be. But at some point, we got to get back to work and focus on what matters. Yeah, I would say they've done that and some. Yeah, there's a great energy around this team. They know what they want. There's an urgency, there's a purpose, and they've come together. You can just see it. We don't want to create distractions for this team. We want them to continue to focus on what matters, but you can just feel it when you're around the guys. And you guys who have spent some time with our players, you guys can feel it. It's real. So what does all that mean? I mean, we got to earn everything we get next year. Nothing's going to be given to us. And so, that's going to start August 1st from transition from the summer to the preseason, and here we go.
Ryan, I might have missed it. Did you name your starting quarterback today yet?
I did not, Tim.
How close is that competition? Just going into camp in your brain?
Well, I think going into the spring you had Lincoln and you had Devin, who really only ones that really knew the offense. So we wanted to kind of get through the spring, see what that looked like, go through the summer, and now, the first 2 weeks of preseason, I think we'll have a better idea of kind of where everybody is based on their knowledge of the offense. But some guys have really stepped up in the summer, and whether it's leadership, there's a lot of different things you can evaluate in the summer, but it's going to come down to what happens on the field.
In Will's experience as a starter, I mean, that weighs heavily too, doesn't it? I mean, the fact he's been a starter for a couple of seasons before.
I mean, it's there for sure. Yeah, I mean, he's an older guy and he's played a lot of football, so that's something that we watched and we evaluated. And we brought him in, so experience does matter.
Sometimes the freshmen start to temper expectations around this time of year after spring.
Right.
But with Jeremiah, how do you balance that between understanding he's a freshman, but also understanding he's not really a typical freshman?
Yeah. Again, I'm trying not to go down the road too long with him. It's easy to see how talented he is. I think the thing you already recognize, though, is that he's really good at the no-talent things as well. But I'm going to hold off comments until he plays his first snap at Ohio State, and we'll go from there.
Did Zell mention that you said you probably don't get paid for social media stuff that you're working all the time? I guess you hear about the stories in the offseason. Is that unlike any other freshmen that you
I mean, we've had some talented guys before, but he's right up there. Yeah, he is. And again, I like you said, I don't think our guys are too tied into some of that stuff. They're kind of focused on what they're focused on, and but it's going to be exciting to see him play. I think when you look at year in and year out, the expectations are what they are, and every year you have an opportunity at Ohio State. You have an opportunity to win every game, and that's what the expectations are, and that's because of the great players and coaches that have come before, and we certainly understand that. And after every year, you got to identify what are the things that have held you back from reaching your goals, knowing that we want perfection and we want to win the game at the end of the season, and in particular, like last year, what was it that prevented us from finishing off that last drive or getting off the field on defense, and why didn't we do that? And it's easy to say, well, it comes down to a play or two, but that's not really the case. We need to do is we need to leave no doubt. No doubt. Don't leave it to one play. Don't leave it to one call. Don't leave it to one stop. Leave no doubt when you're on the field, and we're not going to get into all the reasons or all the things that we've done to try to address that, to get that fixed, but we worked hard on that, and we feel good about where we're at going into the season. I don't think that really had much of an effect, quite honestly. I think it had more to do with our guys who just love Ohio State. They love their brothers. They want to come back, and they want to have some hardware when they leave. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do, those first 4 practices that are open, is have the 2 fields to try to get as many reps as possible. I think once we get done with that 4th practice, then we'll kind of stop with that. But it allows us to get almost double the amount of reps in a less amount of time. So, the more reps we can get for all 5 of those quarterbacks, we're going to do. Teamwork will probably be in a 2-spot mentality, and then after those first 4 days, we'll take that Monday off, and then we'll get back on one field and kind of go from there. At that point, we'll probably be a little bit more deliberate about how we parse out the reps. Yeah, because it's been, I guess, 7 years, and when you look at that offense, there was 2, 3, sometimes I think maybe 4 tight ends in the game at once. So that was very different than what he was in the NFL and then at Oregon. But even before Oregon, he had history of some 2-backs and different things. So some of the ideas that he's bringing to the table are things that we hadn't really considered here. So that's been exciting. But ultimately, it's going to come down to what are the right plays that fit our guys.